Lots of celebrities sell or endorse products, but Channing Tatum is really taking it to the next level. Tatum, who's played action heroes and perhaps most famously a male stripper, recently traveled deep into the South American rainforest for an unusual sort of market research. And he brought along ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
Deep inside the rainforest of Ecuador, I find myself dancing with a group of Amazonian women.
I like her because she got a groove to it.
And the actor once called the sexiest man alive, Channing Tatum.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're here for a ritual thousands of years old.
It smells so good.
That's right.
The Quechua people begin every day like this, drinking tea from the mystical guayusa leaf.
Thank you for having us.
So drink in Quechua is upi.
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 They got up before the light. They start brewing guayusa, and they do it to create community and to talk to their young, and so the elders can pass on the stories, can pass on their knowledge.
It's kind of magical.
The whole thing.
It is. It really is.
In the United States, guayusa is packaged and sold as Runa, a drink Channing says became his stamina secret while working on Magic Mike.
I was going through about 6 to 7 cans, because we were exhausted.
So you're writing Magic Mike, surviving on Runa.
That's it. We were just like, our blood essentially was just this Runa. It just became kind of an obsession.
Now, Channing says Runa is an essential part of his life at home with wife, actress Jenna Dewan Tatum, and his daughter.
I don't drink coffee. Coffee gives me the shakes. It gives me like that anxiety feeling. This is like my everyday. It really has turned into a ritual of I get up, and me and my wife, we wake our daughter up and we start our day, and that's just what it is for us.
It's the Tatum tea ceremony.
Tatum tea, that's right.
Runa is marketed as a clean energy drink, differentiating itself in a $50 billion industry. The company says one bottle provides the same stimulating effects as a cup of coffee, with the added benefit of 15 essential amino acids.
It has caffeine, it has antioxidants. It tastes great. It gives you great functionality, you can feel it.
That's Tyler Gage, the man responsible for bringing this Amazonian tea to the masses. He first tasted guayusa 11 years ago while visiting the Amazon and believed so much in its potential, he built a company around it.
I showed up in Ecuador with this idea of producing guayusa commercially. The farmers literally laughed at us. Whereas guayusa was very familiar, the idea of commercial guayusa was new. So at this point, in only 6 years, we've grown to support over 3,000 Quechua families. We will have generated almost $1 million of direct cash income to the communities.
They're not laughing at you anymore.
They're not laughing. They're very happy. They're laughing, but in a different way.
2.5 years ago, a business advisor caught wind of Channing's love of Runa and recommended Tyler reach out to see if Channing might invest in the company.
What was that first meeting like for you?
Well, it was funny because this friend of Neil's asked me if I want to meet a guy named Tatum Channing.
The Tatum Channing?
Tatum Channing, I know.
Tatum Channing?
Tatum Channing.
They called up and said that this guy Tyler Gage wanted to meet me. I was like, I thought he was joking because it was a character that I played in Step Up.
This is Tyler Gage.
And then turned out that he's a real person.
Here I am.
And he happens to be way smarter than I could ever try to be.
Already a Runa mega fan, Channing was in. And while clips like this one on Lip Sync Battle may go viral for a few days, Channing is hoping this investment will have a lasting impact.
Ali Punja.
So we traveled far into the jungle.
Straight up like this.
By car.
Hola.
Yeah.
And by foot.
Appreciate it.
Oh, good.
To see firsthand how this ancient leaf is making its mark on the world. Ruth is just one of 3,000 farmers who supplies guayusa to Runa at a fair trade price.
Yeah, so she said that now with selling to Runa, they've been able to take this important part of their culture, share it more broadly, and use it to materially support their families.
So where are we going now?
Going to the Runa factory.
Channing and Tyler take us to Runa's headquarters, where all those leaves end up.
This is it.
This is it. This is the dream. This is the world's first guayusa factory, exporting guayusa from the Amazon.
So let's take a look around.
Let's do it.
Cool.
In this area, this is where we do what's called withering. So it's the process where the flavor sets into the leaf.
And in this space, you'd say there's about how much supply of Runa?
We probably have a month and a half supply worth of Runa. Yeah.
It's a lot of Runa.
The leaves are then laid out on drying beds.
This is where the moisture gets down to only about 2%.
You can feel the heat in this space. I would
It's
say
hot.
it's about, what, 100?
Yeah, I would say that's probably about right.
Then sifted and packaged for delivery.
It's 100% organic, fair trade, and non-GMO. This is basically what it gets packed into.
That's perfect.
But before it's shipped to the stores, there's the essential taste test, run by Danielle in this lab.
I feel like it's going to come out my nose.
I always say that among all of the 70 people at Runa, Danielle has the funnest job by a long shot.
Have you seen the movie Magic Mike? Yeah. What did you think of that guy?
Get back to work, Channing. Come on, man. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
Back at the tea ceremony, we learned there's no limit on refills.
How many cups a day do you drink?
He said gourds. No, I don't think in gourds. I think in pots. He's like, I drink 2 to 3 full pots a day. He said that in the Quechua culture, they traditionally have lots of kids, and that it's part of the Guayusa gives you strength and gives that life force to carry forward.
That's how I got my kid. Now I understand. This experience of just being a part of this tea company has enriched my life to a degree that I don't even know if I can express it. I grew up in the South where I was 7-Eleven culture. You know, I was like McDonald's culture. I just ate stuff just because it tasted good, and there's something beautiful about knowing like where this is coming from and what the story is. There's an intentional consumption that I believe is really where I hope that society is going.
What do people say to you when you go back home, you tell them about your experiences here?
You know, it's hard. You know, it's hard to see a bunch of pictures and hear some stories and kind of really understand it. And so I give anybody an open invitation to come on down and
Really?
yeah.
You got to be careful. You're saying this on Nightline.
If anybody has a lot of money and they would like for me to host a tour, I will totally do that.
Okay, so there is a price.
Yes, there
okay.
is. I'm
Good to
viable.
know.
I'm straight up purchasable.
Ladies, take note. For Nightline, I'm Rebecca Jarvis in Napo Province, Ecuador.